Hi everyone, welcome to My Max Academy. In this session, we'll continue with the chapter determinants, which is your fourth chapter from your 12th standard CBSE mathematics. We'll continue from exercise 4.2 in page number 119 in your textbook. So what we have to do here is, in exercise 4.2, we have to use the properties of determinants, and without expanding, we have to prove following problems. So there are 5 problems where we have to prove without expanding. You should not expand the determinants. And we have to use the properties to prove that the value of this is equal to 0. So how do we prove this? So solution. Now if we observe, so is there a way, see, when we have to make the value of the determinant equal to 0, suppose if we get any 2 rows or any 2 columns are identical, the elements of any 2 rows or any 2 columns are identical, then the value of the determinant becomes 0. So that is your property number 3 in your textbook, right? So now see whether we can make any 2 rows or any 2 columns same. Say for example, if you observe this, if you add these two, x plus a, you will get this. If you add these two, you get this. If you add these two, you get this. So this column 1, we can write it as column 1 is column 1 plus column 2. If you apply this operation, right, this is using our property 6, right? So what do we get? So if you use this, then your determinant will become x plus a, y plus b. I am adding c1 is c1 plus c2, then again y plus b, c1 plus c2, then z plus c. Fine. Then a, b, c. I am writing the second column as it is. Third column is x plus a, y plus b, z plus c. Now if you see so this is, if you observe this, now the 2 rows, 2 columns are identical. Column 1 and column 3 are same. Therefore, value of the determinant is 0. Value of the determinant is 0. This is by property number 3. Fine. So now, so we'll say since C1 and C2, C3, column 1 and column 3 are identical, which means the elements of, right, since C1 and C3 are identical, therefore the value of the determinant is 0. Therefore we call this as delta. Suppose if I call this as delta, therefore delta equal to 0, which means the value of this is equal to 0. Right, this is by property 3. By property 3. You should not say property 3 in your exam. You have to say, you have to write the property. You have to say if the elements of any 2 rows or any 2 columns are identical, then the value of the determinant is 0. You have to write that. Fine. So now let's go to the second problem. So second is second question is determinant a minus b, a minus b, b minus c, c minus a, then b minus c, c minus a minus b, and c minus a minus b, b minus c. We have to show that this is equal to 0. We have to prove this. Again, this comes under the same, without using properties of determinants and without expanding. We have to prove the value of this is equal to 0. Fine. So the solution is, now let's observe. Now suppose if you observe here, suppose if we add, right, suppose if I add these two, you get b minus c plus c minus a will give you b minus a. Here we have a minus b, only the sign is different. Again, if you add these two, you'll get c minus b. Here we have b minus c. Similarly, here if you add these two, you'll get a minus c, but you have c minus a. So we'll try to add these two. So we'll make your column 2 as, so we'll apply column 2 is column 2 plus column 3, this plus this. So your column 1 no change, a minus b, b minus c, c minus a. Your column 2 is this plus this is b minus a, this plus this. If you add c minus a plus a minus b means a will get cancelled, c minus b. Similarly, if you add these two, b will go a minus c. Then the third column C3 I am writing as it is. Only the second column is getting changed. And now when you observe here, right, A minus B, you have B minus A. B minus C, you have C minus B. C minus A, you have A minus C. So I can write this as equal to, fine, fine, okay. So equal to, now, so I call this as suppose delta. We have to prove delta equal to 0. Delta. So delta equal to, now determinant of, so I can write this as A minus B, B minus C, C minus A. And then this as minus of A minus B, minus of B minus C, minus of C minus A. Then the last one is C minus A minus B, B minus C. That is equal to, now if you observe here, minus 1 is there here everywhere. Minus means minus 1. If you take that minus 1 common, because minus 1 is present in all the elements of C2, I'm taking minus 1 out, then it will become A minus B, B minus C, C minus A. This will also become A minus B, B minus C, C minus A, because minus 1, minus 1, minus 1. If a particular row or a particular column has any number constant, that can be taken out of the determinant. So this is C minus A minus B, B minus C. Now these two are identical. So your C1, so C1 and C2 are identical, which means all the elements of C1 and the corresponding elements of C2 both are identical. Therefore, your delta, value of the determinant is 0. Therefore, delta equal to minus 1 into this is 0. Because these two are same. 0. So minus 1 to 0 is 0. So your delta is 0. So we have proved the value of this determinant is 0. Value of this is 0. Fine. So this is where we apply the properties of determinants to evaluate such determinants in an easy and faster way. So now third question. Third question is determinant of 2, 7, 65, 3, 8, 75, 5, 9, 86. You have to show that it is equal to 0. This is delta, suppose. You have to show that this value is equal to 0. Now again, solution. Suppose if you observe here, again whenever you have big numbers like this, 65, 75, 86 and all that, just check whether, just try to divide the largest number of, say for example this row, right, largest number with the next largest number. So in this row, take any row or any column. So we'll check with the row first. So 65 and the next largest number in this row is 7. So divide these two. What do we get? If you divide 65 by 7, you get 9 times 63, which is 2. You get the remainder as 2. So you see that this comes as a remainder. Similarly, if you divide your 75 by 8, you will get the remainder as 3. Similarly, if you divide your 86 by 9, you will get the remainder as 5. You will observe that. So which means we can write or we can apply a property saying that we can write it as, suppose this can be written as, I can write this as, which is your C3. So C3 implies C3, this minus 7 into what gives you 65. If you divide 65 by 7, the quotient is 9. 7 into 9. Okay, this is 7, so 9. This is 9 times, this one is C2. 9 C2. 9 times C2 means 9 C2. So if you use this 9 C2, because if you divide 75 also by 8, you will still get the quotient as 9. So everything is giving the quotient as 9 and the remainder comes here. Even if you divide 86 by 9, you will get the quotient as 9, remainder will be 5. The quotient is matching all of them. When you divide by this, the quotient is coming as 9. So that's why I am saying, let's do this. C3 minus 9 times C2. How do I know 9? Because 9 into 7 gives me 63. So if you do that, so what do we get? We get 2, 3, 5. Here 7, 8, 9. C1 and C2 no change. C3 is C3 minus 9 times C2. So 65 minus 9 times 7 is 63. So 65 minus 63 is 2. Again 75 minus 9 times 8. 9 times C2. 9 times 8 is 72. 75 minus 72 is 3. Similarly 9 times 9 is 81. So 86, which is C3. 86 minus 9 times C2. So 86 minus 9 times 9 is 86 minus 81, which is 5. Now you see that the two columns are identical again. Column 1 and column 3 are identical. So again we will say C1 and C3 are identical. Therefore value of the determinant delta equal to 0. That is by property 3, value of the determinant equal to 0. Fine. Now let's do the fourth problem. So fourth one is, you have determinant 1, 1, 1, BC, CA and AB. Then we have A into B plus C. Then B into C plus A. Then C into A plus B. We have to show that this value equal to 0. We have to prove this without expanding using the properties. Now again, if you observe, suppose if I add these two, suppose if you see, whenever we want to make the value of the determinant to 0, mostly we will try to make any two rows or any two columns elements as identical. Any two rows or any two columns elements should become the same. That's what we will first give it a try. So here, for that, here 1, 1, 1 is there. Suppose if I add these two, suppose if I say this plus this, C3 as this plus this, then I'll get AB plus AC plus BC. Again here also I'll get AB plus AC plus BC. Here also I'll get AB plus AC plus BC. So what we are going to do is, we are going to say C3 is C3 plus C2. If you apply this, then what do we get? If I call this as delta, we have to prove delta equal to 0. So delta equal to no change to column 1, no change to column 2. But column 3 is column 3 plus column 2. So this AB, this plus this. So what is this? This is C3 is AB plus AC. I'm multiplying this. AB plus AC plus C2. C2 is BC. So again here you get BC, B into A is BA, that is your C3, plus C2. C2 is CA. Clear? So similarly here CA plus CB plus AB. Now if you observe, your column 3 is having the same element, AB plus BC plus CA, AB plus BC plus CA, AB plus BC plus CA. So if any particular row or a column has a number common, you can take that out of the determinant. You can take that out of the determinant. So here I will take AB plus BC plus CA out of the determinant. Then it will become 1, 1, 1. Column 1 no change, column 2 no change. Column 3 will become, this is taken out. So it will become 1. Again this is taken out. 1. This is taken out. So 1. So now we see that again column 1 and column 3 are identical. Therefore the value of the determinant becomes 0. CA into this value of this is 0. Delta. So therefore delta equal to 0. Because C1 and C3 are identical. C1 and C3 are identical. Therefore the value of the determinant is 0. So this is how fourth problem is done. So all of you can pause the video and take the notes. I will go to the next problem, which is the fifth problem. So in the fifth problem, what we have to show is, we have to prove that determinant B plus C Q plus R, this is an important problem, and Y plus Z, then C plus A, what is this? Oops, R plus P, Z plus X, then A plus B, P plus Q, X plus Y. We have to show that it is equal to 2 times determinant of A, P, X, B, Q, Y, C, R, Z. We have to prove that these two are equal without expanding but using the properties of determinants. Right, so solution is, so we'll take this LHS. Fine. Now if you see this, suppose if you take the last row, you can take any one of the rows. Suppose if you take the last row, the last two elements, each element is expressed as sum of two terms, then we can express the determinant as sum of two determinants. That is by property 5. Even we can say that even the row 1, it is in the same way. Even we can take row 1 and break them into 2. Anything is fine, right? So suppose if I break the determinant based on this particular row R3. R3 is written as two terms. Each element is written as two terms. Even the other rows have each element is written as two terms, but that's okay. We can choose any one of the rows. I am choosing R3. Now I can break this determinant into sum of two determinants. That is by property 5. So if I break this determinant, so this determinant will become determinant. So the first row I am not going to change anything. Second row also I am not changing anything. Third row I will write as A, P, X plus determinant. The same thing will come for the first row. Right, Y plus Z. That is by property. We are applying property 5 here. Then here A, P, X means the expression is B, Q and Y. Fine. So we have first broken, or we have written the determinants as sum of two determinants. Because we take the elements of row 3 are expressed as sum of two terms. So which means we can express the determinant as sum of two determinants. Now again, now if you observe, see, we need to get this A, P, X, B, Q, Y, C, R, Z. Here we got A, P, X. Here also we got B, Q, Y. So these two rows have come here. Now again, similarly we have to change these also to in this form. Now again here we have C, A, C plus A. We need only C. Here also we have R plus P, we have only R. Z plus X, we need only Z. So if I subtract these two, if I subtract this minus this, so which means row 2, I am going to write my row 2 as equal to row 2 is row 2 minus row 3. If I do this minus this, row 2 means C plus A minus A. So my row 1 there is no change, right? Fine. So this one I am applying here. Fine. Now let's go and see here. So here, so this operation I am going to apply for this determinant, and here again you have B, Q, R, Y. So we can apply R1 can be changed as R1 minus R3. So B plus C minus B will give you C. Similarly, this minus this will give you R. This minus L will give you Z. So to this determinant, we are going to apply R1 implies R1 minus R3. So this operation is for this determinant, this operation you are applying for this. So this will become, your R2 will become C plus A minus, so C plus A minus A is C. R plus P minus P is R. Z plus X minus X is Z. So the third row no change, A, P, X plus, so here we are going to apply this one. So R1 is R1 minus R3, B plus 3 minus B. B plus C minus B is C, right? B plus C minus C, then Q plus R minus Q is R, this is Z. Then no change to your row 2. This one becomes B, Q, no change to R3 also. Now again if you observe, I can make this as B by doing R1 as R1 minus R2. If I say B plus C minus C will give me B. So here again I am going to apply the operation R1 implies R1 minus R2. And here I want only A, which means I don't want C. C is here. So subtract this. R2 is R2 minus R1. C plus A minus C will give you A. Similarly, R plus P minus R will give you P. So here we are going to apply R2 implies R2 minus R1. So here what do we get? So there's no change to row 2. I'm writing the row 2 and row 3 as it is. The first row becomes first row minus second row. So B plus C minus C will give you B. Q plus R minus R will give you Q. Y plus Z minus Z will give you Y. So similarly, so plus determinant of. So what we have here? So again R2 is R2 minus R1. R2 is C plus A minus C. So this is R2, this is R1. This is in row 2, this is in row 1. So corresponding elements you have to do this operation. So C plus A minus C. So first I will write my row 1. Row 2 becomes C plus A minus C is A. R plus P minus R is P. Z plus X minus Z is X. Then the third one I am writing as it is. Fine. Now if we proceed, we erase this. Now if you observe these two, we'll have to try to arrange them so that APX comes to the top, then you have BQY, then you have CRZ. So which means I'm going to do, I will shift this up. So I will move this here and this here. So when I interchange any two rows, then the value of the determinant changes by sign. So we'll get 1 minus. So I'm trying to take this to the up. So if we make this change, so this comes here, this goes here, then this will become minus of equal to minus of the first row is as it is B Q Y, then A P X C R Z. So it will become like this. So if this third row goes to the second row goes to the third. If these two are swapped, you get this, and there will be a minus will be coming. That's why I'm putting this minus, because when you interchange any two rows or any two columns, then the value of the determinant changes by sign. That's your property 2, right? So again here I will shift APX. I want it top, so I will take this here and this will come here. Second row will come here. Here, second row of this will go here. First row will come to second row. So again I will have one more plus, one more minus will be there. Minus of, because I'm interchanging these two rows, right? So I'll get APX. Then CRC, then the third row BQY. Now again we need APX on the top, so again I will shift to these two. So this will go up, this will come down. So again we'll get one more minus when you interchange these two rows. So again when you get one more minus, already there is a minus, that will become plus. That will become plus, right? So your APX will go up, then BQY, then CRZ. Then you get CRZ. Plus, this is plus, minus. Again we shift, our CRZ should be the last row and BQY should be the second row. So you shift this here and this there. So again one minus will come, that will make this minus as plus. So you'll get the first row is same. We are interchanging the second and the third row. So BQY will go up, CRZ will come down. Now if you observe these two, both are same. APX, BQY, CRZ, CRZ. So both are same, then it will become 2 times determinant of APX, BQY, CRZ. So this is our right hand side. So we have proved, we started with this and we have proved that the value of this is equal to 2 times this. Fine. So all of you can pause the video and take the notes for the 5th problem. Fine. Copied. Okay, I will erase this. Now we have to do the 6th problem in the textbook. The next one is the 6th problem. So what the sixth problem says? The sixth problem is we have to show the value of the determinant equal to 0 by using the properties. Here we can, if required, we can expand. Minus a 0 minus c b c 0 equal to 0. We have to prove this. Delta equal to, we have to prove this. Prove this. This equal to this, we have to prove. Value of this determinant equal to 0, we have to prove. Now, so delta is this, solution is, now delta is this, delta equal to 0 a minus b minus a 0 minus c b c 0. Now suppose if I interchange the rows and columns, so if you observe this, so this is a, this is minus a, minus b, b, minus c, c. This looks like a, I mean, just this is a determinant, I understand, but if you see the elements and if you put them in a matrix, it will become a skew symmetric matrix, right? Because your a becomes, it looks like if a is a matrix of these elements, then a transpose will be equal to minus of a. It looks like that. So now if I take the transpose of this, the delta will be, so if I take the transpose, then also the value of the determinant will be same. So which means I'm going to write the interchange the rows and columns. If you interchange the rows and columns, then the value of the determinant remains unchanged. That is your property 1. So if I interchange the rows and columns, which means I'm going to write my this column as row 0 minus a b, then a 0 c, then this is minus b minus c 0. Right? Because when you interchange the, so this is by property 1. When you interchange the rows and columns, the value of the determinant remains unchanged. That's the property. You write the property, don't write property 1 in your exam, you write, let's say if you interchange any two rows or any two columns, sorry, if you interchange all the rows and all the columns, then the value of the determinant remains unchanged. That is the property 1. Now again, if you observe here, delta equal to, from the first row, if I take minus 1 common from the first row, if I take minus 1 common from the first row, then the first row will become 0 a minus b. It will change the sign of the elements. If I take minus out, so similarly from the second row, if I take another one more minus, then this will become minus a 0 minus c. Again from the third one, if I take another minus 1 out, then this will become b c 0. Now this is minus 1 into minus 1 into minus 1 is minus of this. What is the value of this? This is same as delta. We got back the same determinant. So 0 a minus b minus a 0 minus c b c 0. What is the value of this? Delta. So you get delta. So this will become minus delta. So your delta equal to minus delta, which means this minus delta will come here. You will get delta plus delta equal to 0. 2 delta equal to 0, which means delta equal to 0. And that is what we are supposed to prove. We have to prove delta, which is this. The value of this entire thing, we call it as delta. That is equal to 0. We have proved. We have proved that. So copy this, and this is actually one of the properties for a skew symmetric matrix. For a skew symmetric, for any skew symmetric matrix of odd order, if any skew symmetric, so the conclusion, or you can take it as a note, is if A is a skew symmetric matrix of odd order. Odd order means 1 cross 1, 3 cross 3, 5 cross 5, 7 cross 7, like that. And here it is a 3 cross 3. If A is a skew symmetric matrix of odd order, odd means odd number. So 1 cross 1, 2 cross 2, then determinant of A will be equal to 0 always. If A is a skew symmetric matrix of odd order means if A is a 1 cross 1 matrix or 3 cross 3 matrix or 5 cross 5 matrix or 7 cross 7 matrix, whatever. Anyway, you will not study more than 3 cross 3 here. And if A is a skew symmetric matrix of odd order, then you can immediately say the value of the determinant of A will be equal to 0. Like if I put like this, and A means determinant of A will be 0. Again, if you observe here, if you take this and put it as a matrix, it's a skew symmetric matrix. If you take these elements and put it in a bracket, then this is not a matrix, this is a determinant. But if these elements are put into a matrix, it will look like it becomes a skew symmetric matrix. And order is 3 cross 3. So order is 3. It's an odd order and it's a skew symmetric matrix. The value of the determinant is 0. So next one is problem number 7. So problem number 7 is, it is given, it is minus a square, determinant of minus a square, ab, ac, ba, minus b square, bc, ca, cb, minus c square. We have to prove the value of this is equal to 4a square, b square, c square. We have to show this, show that, or prove that, whatever, pt, prove that this, or show that, right? So we'll take, so solution is, let's take this determinant, minus a square, ab, ac, ba minus b square, and then bc, then ca, cb minus c square. Now if you again observe this determinant, now you see a is present in all the elements of row 1, so it can be taken out. I can take a out, then this will become minus a, this will become b, this will become c, because a is present in each element of a row. If a number is, if a constant k is present in each element of a particular row, then that can be taken out of the determinant. That is again your property 4. That is your property 4. Fine. Now again here b is common, so I can take b out of row 2, then it will become a minus b, c. Again if you see c is common, I can take c out of third row, I will get a, b minus c. Then further if you observe, you see a is present in all the columns. First, the elements of column 1 has, all the elements of column 1 has a, right? So again I can take a out of column 1. So again this is there, into this a I can take one more a out, then it will become minus 1, 1, 1. And b is common in column 2, I can take that out of the determinant, it will become 1, minus 1, 1. Again c is common in the third column, so 1, 1, minus 1. So you will get a square, b square, c square if you multiply, right? And this one, either we can expand or we can try to make them 0. So now if you, suppose if you add this and this, suppose if I say, let me erase this, I will apply the properties, right? Suppose let's add these two. We'll say this is C2, this is C3, we'll add these two. So we'll apply this operation. C2 implies C2 plus C1. If I add these two, then this will become 0. Again with C3, if I add C1, this will become 0. So I'll get 2 zeros. So if we get 2 zeros, then we can start expanding. The expansion becomes easy. So if you apply this, so this becomes a square, b square, c square. So a into a, b into b, c into c. Then if you apply this, again we are going to apply C3 is C3 plus C1. Then my column 1 no change. Column 2 will become, this will become 0. 1 minus 1 is 0. Then minus 1, then 1 is 0. Then 1 plus 1 is 2. Similarly 1 plus minus 1 is 0. C3 plus C1. 1 plus 1 becomes 2. Then minus 1 plus 1 becomes 0. Now we can expand using again along R1. So if you expand along R1, you get equal to a square, b square, c square. If you expand along this, you get minus 1 into, this will go, this will go. We are expanding through R1. So this will, we will close this, we will close this. 0 into 0 is 0, minus 2 into 2 is 4. So you will get minus 4 into 1. Minus 4 into 1 is plus 4. So you will get 4a square, b square, c square. That is the value of delta. Or we have proved LHS. If you think this as LHS, we have got RHS. So we have proved that value of this determinant is 4 times a square, b square, c square. Fine. So all of you can pause the video and take the notes. I will stop the video here and you can watch my next video for the continuation of this. See you all in the next video. Thank you for watching.